Good morning. Good morning. I am coming on. I am staying committed to one of my challenges, which is going live each week. And so this is one time. I might end up doing it twice. Who knows? So for anyone who does not know, I am in the middle of my 30-day challenge, which honestly, I have a couple of challenges throughout the year. That is just something that I thrive on, and so I just like to do it, and I invite others with me. So yes, this is two things that I'm doing in this moment. I am following through on my challenge, but I'm also sharing something that I shared in my 30-day challenge group, which is we are on day 9. We're on day 9, and it is about financial planning because there's a lot of consistency that can be had with our money, which allows us to reach our goals. I'll give you an example of what I'm working on right now, which I think I shared before, but I am not door dashing and I'm not doing Uber Eats because honestly, that convenience wastes a lot of money and it's unnecessary. And if I plan accordingly, meaning prep my meals or even if I got up to go to the store and took away the convenience, it won't cost me as much. So I'm just being mindful of my money, and that will help me reach other goals. So really, when we are goal setting, when we are wanting some changes in our lives, there's a couple of areas that we need to stay focused on. And it's not just the one area, meaning it's not just business, it's not just self-care, it's not just financial. Us staying consistent and focused in a couple of areas in our lives will make a big difference. So two things that came about with this thought or this conversation or this strategy of financial planning, it really made me think about two areas that could be considered leaks that we need to plug. We need to plug the leaks financially and around our time. Those are two areas that I think at times we may not pay enough attention to, we may take for granted, and we may waste. And so here's what I mean by that. How are we paying attention to and or tracking our money personally and business? Here's the thing. Sometimes we are not meeting our goals because we are not managing or paying attention to our money. Where is it going? So for now, I'm going to talk about business. I'm not just going to talk about personal because it applies both ways. Honestly, the discipline that we have in our personal lives, it will spill over to our business majority of times. There may be some people who happen to be good at one and maybe not at the other. But if we are not being good stewards over our money personally, it can be difficult to be good at managing more money, which is in a business. So are we looking, do we have reports? Do we have reports that we review? Do we have a budget that we create and or review to even know, here is how much I spend? I'm not even going to say weekly at this point. Here is how much money is going out monthly. Here's how much money is coming in monthly. Just so we have an idea. Are we receiving all of our accounts receivables each week? If not, how much is overdue? Do we have a budget at all to say, here is how much money let's even start with last year. Here is the revenue that I had last year, and here is how much I'm expected to have this year. Here's how much I spent in this bucket. How much did I spend on payroll? How much did I spend on utilities? How much did I spend on supplies? And would I like to shave that a little bit so that I can actually have a profit, or that I can break even because the expenses of food went up? Right? There's some things that we need to look at, and we can't change it unless we are aware. And so I just wanted to bring that up in regards to sometimes those financial leaks are because we just don't know what's going on. And all we know is that we're trying to make ends meet. And we're like, we need more money. We need more money. We may not be able to manage more money because we have to be good stewards over the money that we have. That's one. The other leak is around time. I know. Listen. I am not one to come on here to preach about being an amazing steward over time, because I am still a work in progress. But here's what I learned to do. I learned to be mindful. The same way we budget and we manage and look at our money, same thing with time. How are you spending your time? Right now, I have my clients in the 12-week accelerator doing time tracking. That's a tool that I learned a couple of years ago. I do it with my admin team. It basically says the same thing with money. Where is your time going? And would I like to shave off time doing that activity? Am I not spending enough time in this space? The only way we know is if we track it or if we look at it. So it's an easy way to really just be mindful of where's my time going in any given day. Because if we're wasting time, we're wasting energy, we're wasting money, we're wasting resources, and it costs. It costs, right? We know that term, time is money. That is real. That's very real. So all in all, I just really wanted to share a couple of things that can really make a difference in our lives and in our businesses, because I did a webinar last night for childcare business owners, really talking about some things that I think we don't talk about, right? It's like, oh my goodness, the industry is changing. I'm looking for enrollment, business, I'm struggling, and right, there's some real things happening, but there's some things we could be doing. Like, we are CEOs, and that's really the one thing that I want to make sure that I keep getting across to those who are connected with me. I am not a babysitter. I am not just a daycare provider. I am a whole CEO, and I manage my business. I manage my people. I manage myself. And so there's a lot of things that we could be doing differently. So let's pay attention to what's happening in our business and take control over some things. Some of the chaos that's happening, we can actually overcome it. We can address it. We can do something about it. But first, we just have to be aware. So I wanted to share those things with you. Let me know what resonated with you. What are you going to take a look at today? Are you going to take a look at how much money you spent last week? How much revenue came in? Are you going to look at how much time you're spending on particular activities? How much time are we scrolling? How much time are we in the classroom as owners, directors? How much time are we doing things that has nothing to do with moving the business forward? And I'm not saying that you can't do it. Some people are like, I have to, and I get it. But the more that we know how much time we're spending in that space, we can really also have an idea as to why our businesses aren't moving forward. It's because we're doing too much of the stuff that's not moving the business forward, or not bringing in enrollment, or not being creative about marketing. There's some things we, again, have to be aware of so that we can change it. Okay? So even if you're not in the 30-day challenge, make a goal for yourself just for today. And today may be, you know what, I'm going to look at my bank statement. Or I'm going to see the next hour, let me see what I'm doing with my time, right? It just takes action, and action is what makes changes, and that is how we move forward and hit the goals and start to live the lives that we desire to live. So have an amazing day. I'm going to get out of this car, go into my center, and start being the CEO there so I can connect with my people.